What's going on, y'all? I had the best conversation with Caio Araujo. He's a Brazilian pitcher, born and raised in Brazil, playing D1 right now. He's the only active Brazilian born player playing D1 baseball. And his journey is incredible. His story from growing up in Brazil, not even playing baseball until 11 to 12, picking it up as just a game, going through trials of some pretty freak accidents and injuries, being able to be recruited from Brazil, coming to the States, and his journey here, JUCO, D2 to now D1. Playing against like Bama and Auburn. Story's crazy, so definitely stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Caio, what's going on, man? Tudo bem?
What's up, man? Tudo bem? E você? How are you?
Valeu. Yes, sir. And I have one more surprise for you.
Oh, wow. Listen, man, I don't even have one of those.
Oh, hey, you know it's coming though.
Oh yeah. I hope so.
I know I didn't want to jump right into the WBC stuff, but as you know, all my content is WBC related. When I saw that you were on the final list for WBC qualifiers, I got so excited. But then with your injury, not being able to be there, I was devastated. So I can't even imagine how you felt.
Yeah. It was definitely at first. I really wasn't expecting to go because how it went. Where I remember I was texting you about it, and I knew it had a chance because I was in the group of the 100 athletes that were in there. But the coach told me already that I wasn't gonna be on the list, so I wasn't even really bothered. I was like, I guess fine. I guess they're gonna take the guys with more experience and kind of it sucks, but we're just trying to win. So whatever they think is the best. Then 2 days after he texted me that, he sent me a text and asked me, "Hey, would you be okay with going straight from there?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." I said, "I'll be okay with it, of course. There's no problem. My coach will be fine." So he was like, "Okay, just to let you know, there might be a chance." Then about 3 days after, he said, "Hey, those chances are getting higher. I'll tell you 99% the chance you're on." That's why I was texting you, kind of I already knew it. But I was like, I can't. He said I couldn't tell nobody, and I was like, oh, let me just say, oh yeah, let's hope. And then the list got released, and I got super excited because I was like, oh man, that's true.
Yeah.
And my parents too, here with me, got super excited. All my teammates were like, dude, that's so nice. And then I remember season started. We played on Friday. On Friday, I kind of got warmed up to go in, but it had no knee, so I didn't need to throw. Kind of felt a little bit of discomfort on my arm. So I was like, that's kind of weird. Because the week after that, we had, the week before that, we had some scrimmages. During the season, just prior to the season, start some scrimmages to see how it feel. And I couldn't really locate because I wasn't having a good feeling on my arm. But I didn't tell nobody. I was like, let me just work on it. I don't want nobody to panic. There's WBC coming too. I don't want nobody to say, yo, you're not going. So worked on it the whole week, felt better. Warm up that Friday and felt a little off, but I was like, I should be fine. So a lot of ibuprofen at home and contrast therapy, bunch of steam, and massage on it. So I was like, okay, should be fine. On Saturday, I had to pitch. We were playing Southern Indiana, and I got in on the 7th inning, I believe. Through the 7th, and I made a throw to first. And when I made that throw to first, I just felt kind of not a shock, but a really pain on my tricep going all the way down. So I was like, that's kind of weird.
So it wasn't even on a pitch. You felt it on a throw to first.
I felt on a throw to first. I grabbed the ball, I threw to first, and it was a terrible throw. So I was like, I'm not gonna say it hurts now because then people are gonna be talking, oh, just because it was a bad throw, he's gonna ask to get out of the game. So I just stayed in there. Got back to the dugout, and I called my trainer and said, hey, can you put a lot of icy hot on my arm? I don't want to be able to feel my arm. Can you do that? She was like, are you hurting? And I was like, look, I just need a lot of red hot, icy hot, whatever you got, just put it on my arm. And she was like, okay. Then my coach looked at me, you good? And I'm like, I'll be fine. Just told him I'll be fine. Sat down, drank some water, went back in. I went to throw my first pitch, and I felt like I couldn't really stretch my arm all the way. So I was like, okay, that's not good. Through the slider didn't hurt. So I look to the dugout and I told my coach, say, hey, like I want 99% sliders. Like I don't want to throw one fastball. First pitch, he called fastball. I went, nope. And then he called again, threw it, and I was like, yo, I told you. I said no. And he was like, okay, so in slider. My velo was about 88, 89 in the first inning, and it dropped to 78. Like I was sitting 76 on the first inning, and then I got out, and that was it. Like after I got out of the inning, I just looked at him, and my hitting coach, he told him, he said, yo, he's done. Like, get him out. So then they went and talked to me, and I said, yeah, coach, I can't feel my arm right now. Like I really couldn't. I got home and I couldn't brush my teeth with that arm or like open my shower and like do anything. And they were all saying, hey, there might be just some tendonitis. But I know my body. Like, at the end of the day, like I am 23. I've been playing baseball since I was 11. And I always trained really hard and I always paid attention to my body, to all the recovery, to all the movements, everything that I do. I always watch a bunch of stuff online too to try to learn things. And I knew something was off because I never had that feeling before. And at the end of the day, I never thought it was going to happen with me. But went to get, the X-ray and then the ultrasound, like everything. And they say, yeah, you have a tear. So my options were either the surgery or get the shot. But with the shot, it will actually tear again. So it's just like not worth it. So I would get the surgery, and that's what I decided to do.
Man, dude, that's so frustrating to like know. Like at that moment you threw to first base, you're like, oh no, like that didn't feel right. And then to come back in and be like, maybe I can fight through it, but that's pretty brutal.
And mine wasn't even, I didn't hurt the pop because my UCL didn't tear like in half. It was a partial tear. So it was really on the head of it. So
I see. Okay, yeah.
Like at the end of the day, so it was bad, but it could have been worse.
And did you do Tommy John or an internal brace?
So I did internal brace.
Okay.
Yeah, they say you can do the Tommy John if you want, but it's just more time and you might lose 2 seasons instead of 1. So I just decided to do the internal brace because I saw the success rate for it is like really big and guys come back stronger too. And it's less time of recovery process, which that's what I need. I'm 23. So I'm trying to play college and then hopefully get a pro opportunity somewhere.
Totally.
And like all I need is the time. I can't be wasting time on recovery.
So how in movies there's like some movies where like the very first scene it starts with like the most dramatic moment. It starts with like the climax, and then it goes like, okay, and now like we're gonna show you the backstory. Like this is where we are now, but let's go back. Let's rewind it back. That's how I feel like this like video is going to be, this podcast, because we just started with like the climax of the last couple months for you, like the biggest, hardest moment for you. And now we're going to go back to the beginning. I'm Sean Spradling. Good to meet you, Caio. Prazer. I know that we haven't met in person, but like you had mentioned, we've been talking about the WBC and everything in Instagram DMs. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, we can go ahead and jump into it. I want to hear like about your story and everything. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name is Caio Araujo. I'm from Jundiaí. That's in São Paulo. I'm 23 years old, and I play college baseball for Alabama State University. Before I came here, I started playing baseball when I was about 12 years old, 11 years old in Dayatuba. So my dad got a job offer in there. We moved, and he heard from a friend about a baseball club, and I'm like, oh wow, like that's something different. And I never really played a sport for so long. Like soccer was my thing, but I always was the guy that stayed all the way up there just to score goals, and that's it. I didn't like to run back to defense or anything. I swim before. I tried rugby. Like I tried basketball, volleyball, everything, and I just didn't find myself doing none of that. So I went to try baseball, and for the first time, I was like really excited about going back. And that's kind of how everything started for me. It was only on the weekends, so it was something I was waiting for, every week. Like, oh my God, I want to go hit. Like, I want to go hit.
Yeah, I mean, I would say even from the U.S., I feel like people feel this way, but especially I would say like probably it's multiplied in Brazil. But you hear that someone's playing baseball in Brazil, And it's like, wait, what? Like they know what baseball is, and like,
Yeah.
but then it's funny because, like, I'm sure that it was the same. I'm sure it's the same in plenty parts of Brazil because it's just not one of the most popular sports. And so,
Oh
like,
yeah.
what was it? What was it about baseball that made you want to like go back to the field and keep playing? Like, if none of, did you have friends that played? Was it just like the sport itself? Was it like throwing a ball rather than kicking it? Like, what was it?
Yeah. So I didn't knew anybody actually that played. I went with my dad, like I said, and at first I brought one of my friends to go with me. He hated. But I really don't know what got me. I start playing and I just really fell in love with it. Like the first day of practice, like seeing like I hit a ball and I'm like, that's actually fun. And like it was something that I was like, that's fun. That's really hard and that's different than what everybody else here does. So I was like, why not? Like I never thought about playing professionally. I never thought about going to college. Like I was having so much fun. And I feel like that was what kind of got me. Like it was something that I couldn't even explain like why, but every week, like I said, I was excited like about that Saturday at 8 a.m. that I have to be in the baseball field, like wearing pants and long sleeves because of the sun. And I was just like, I want that. And it was like a first day thing. I went there that first Saturday and I was already asking what's the next one. Like I wanna do this. I wanna be here. So that's
Dude,
kind of
that's
how.
awesome. I love that. I mean, that's like the most purest form of falling in love with baseball. Like you didn't have friends that were pressuring you. You didn't have parents that were pressuring you. You didn't have the pressure of what most American baseball players feel of like, well, I got to play so that I can make it to college and then I can make it to
Yeah.
MLB. Like you were just playing because you just loved the feeling of playing that,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
And if anything too in Brazil is really complicated. I don't know if you know, but so in Brazil the is a bunch of the Japanese culture, right?
Mhm.
So it's all about the discipline and the help and the parents. At least back in that time, let's say like that, if your parents didn't help, like in the kitchen, didn't help or anything, like the coaches, the other families, like they didn't really like you. So my family was really involved on helping on everything and stay there. So it was more like a struggle for them than it was like I was having fun, but I know my parents were working their tails off to keep me there, like and doing all the work in the kitchen and working all the festivals that they made and like the all the parties that they had to throw like for special occasions in Brazil that the club used to do because it's a big thing.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like there was an expectation on your parents that if you were going to be
Yeah.
participating in the baseball club, that they needed to like volunteer and participate fully with the other parents.
Yeah, so it was like I said at back in the time was a very toxic thing to be honest. I'm not no like nothing related to no like Japanese culture. So everybody kind of at first treats you a little different, because like yeah, everybody's from Brazil, but like it's a different culture. Like it's a different thing and all the discipline. So I got treated really bad by coaches back in the day. And if your parents
Wow.
are not, involved and you're not as good, like you're not gonna play, and like they're gonna treat you different. And my parents were there all the time, so I feel like that helped too. So I'm really grateful for what my dad and my mom had to do there, cooking and cleaning and going through all that stuff. And I mean, it's a lot of work. And
Yeah.
thanks to them, I was able to play and I was able to, be included. But I have to deal with a lot of stuff with like coaching related stuff and all those kinds of things.
So you started playing 11, 12 years old. You joined just for fun. You joined this like new community that you weren't even like really a part of. At what point did you notice like, oh, I'm actually like pretty good at this and I want to keep playing?
So I started taking it really serious. I started practicing even on my own, like at home. I have a cousin. He made me a wood bat. Like the shapes were terrible. Like everything was terrible, but it was a wood bat, and it was really heavy. So I started swinging that, and I started playing catch with my dad at home. And my dad got into it too. We bought like the MLB The Show 13 was the first baseball game I got. So start playing that and understanding more. And then 1 year or a year and a half after I played, the Brazilian national team, I think it was 12U or 13U, made tryouts. And they had two teams. They have the main team, and they were going to go compete in Mexico, I think back in the day, or China. And the second team, the B team, which was going to go to Japan. I did the tryouts and I got called for the Japan team, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then all the hate started already on talking about, oh, he's going to the B team, like he's not good enough. But those parents that were saying that their kids were not going anywhere. So it's like, like what do you gain from that? Like I'm a kid and people are telling me that. Like at the end, like I was 12, So like, what makes you think? And back then too, I started training, like I said, during the week there was a coach. His name is Bernardo Peñalver, and we're definitely gonna get more into it with that because he is like a parent to me. Like he's a second dad to me. He taught me basically everything that I know with baseball and how to approach my life too, like all the challenges and just everything. During quarantine, for example, everything was shut down, and this guy. I used to hate back in the day, but he used to go to my house at 5 a.m. every morning to wake me up. My mom would open the door for him. He would go wake me up. We would have breakfast together. He would make me run from my house to the field. He would drive behind me. So it was really like Rocky. He was driving behind me. I was running to the field. All my bags was in his car. I was running to the field. I go there, warm up, practice, run, and then sometimes he would give me a ride back. Sometimes he would make me walk back home. But this was every day. And then when they closed the field, like he talked to my dad. My dad drilled the wall to put a bunch of bands and stuff. So we did a whole workout place at my house. He used to make me run inside of my place. And my house was not big, but I had to run upstairs, one to my room, to my mom's room, go downstairs, like those types of things. And he was always with me, like always. So he was from the morning. He would go have breakfast, come back home. He would have lunch. We'll have a break, watch some baseball, and then practice in the afternoon again, just the conditioning part. So, I thought about quitting a lot of times, because I was like, this is just too much. Like, is it even worth it? But I saw a lot of progress, and just to see that I had somebody like him that was probably the only coach that I had back then that really believed in me and wanted to work with me and actually work was amazing. He never asked for no money, never asked for nothing. We still, gave him, but he never asked. He saw how much I wanted and he wanted to help me.
Dude, that's awesome. That is. So was he like a family friend, or was he already like a coach at the club? Noticed.
How it started with him was when I was about 14 or 15, I met him. He moved from Cuba to Brazil and started practicing there, and he was always with the older guys. And I always would see him and how he coaches and how he did stuff, and I'm like, this guy really knows a lot of stuff. Start practicing with him too because I got older, and I was like, wow. And it was just, I don't know, like it's just such a good connection because I was there, and he would treat me like I was really his kid too. Like he would talk to me like my dad would talk to me. Like if he needed to cuss me out, he would. If he never hit me because I don't think like he just don't like to do that, but I'm pretty sure that if he needed to, he would too. But just the way he treated me, like with life, like sometimes if I'm complaining about something, he would see me, I'm not practicing today, like it was those types of things. So he was really close, got really close with my parents, and his wife too, got really close with my parents, and it was dinner all the time together, like at my house or at their house, and we just got really close. So yeah, and what happened? So I suffered an accident before quarantine started. I was about 16, right? I got called for a national team again, 15 year this time. We played in Mexico, and he was the head coach. Bernardo was the head coach, and I got called up. So we had that bunch of guys saying that, oh, he just got called up because he's friends with him and blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. So I was like, okay, like whatever. After that year, I don't know if you know about the CT, the training center, the MLB Brazil.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, so I got invited to that. I made it the tryouts, and I didn't have the MLB scholarship, but I was in there. I stayed in there for 2 years, and I wasn't good. Like they brought me in as a pitcher. I didn't think I could top 80 miles per hour, and like all the kids back in the time, like making fun of me, because I just was really skinny and I couldn't throw. And I don't know. I just had to deal with it for 2 years, and I hated every second of it. Like I wanted to quit. I was like, I don't want to be here. Like I'm not even gonna do something with it because I'm not gonna get drafted in here. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not good.
Yeah.
On my second year, a guy brought like those BB guns, those airsoft guns.
Yep. Yeah.
We were all downstairs hanging out. He loaded and took the mag out of it, but one bullet stayed in. So I looked to the side and he shot. And this bullet cracked my glasses, broke my glasses. All the lens of the glasses went into my eye and I lost my vision. So I couldn't see. Like I looked like there was a lot of water because it wasn't even, I wasn't crying because, I mean, it was hurting really bad and I just couldn't see nothing out of this eye. But there was just a lot of liquid, like in fluid coming out of my eyes. So I looked down and I was wearing a gray sweatshirt and it was drenched. So I didn't know what to do. We tried to take it with our hands, like we couldn't do it. So I had to call one of the coaches, and I remember laying down the grass. They put a lot of stuff on my eye, like a lot of liquid in my eye to try to clean it. Didn't help. So he took me to this doctor there in the city, and the guy just looked with a flashlight, and he said, "You're good. Like it's just an impact." But it was still hurting really bad. So we went to this eye doctor that was working late, and he opened the office, like opened everything. We went up and he said, "Dude, what's happening here?" And I was, so I got shot. He said, "Dude, you're getting blind." Like my eye was just like everything was getting, all dark. So I remember going home because my parents met me there. We went back home. I slept, woke up next morning, couldn't see anything out of my right eye. So we drove all the way to São Paulo to the doctors, and that's about like 2 hours. As soon as the doctor saw the first time, she said, "We need to get you in the surgery room like ASAP because you're about to lose your vision." So at that time, I was just like, trying to not to lose my vision, of course. And we did all the exams, everything. And my mom was crying. I was crying, everybody. We did the first surgery, which was just removing every corpse out of my eye. And there's one that was 1 millimeter from making me get full blind. So I was going to lose my vision. And by 1 millimeter, I didn't. So that happened. And just the process of recovery after that surgery was about 7 months till I could be able to start, working out again, throwing baseball, doing everything. So for 7 months, I couldn't really do much. Like the first months, I couldn't even eat by myself or shower by myself, look down, look up, look to the sides. I had to sleep like this. I couldn't watch TV or be on my phone. So it was really bad. Then they did the other surgery, which is put the lens back in. So I stayed 3 more months, and that was a success. I was able to go back to playing baseball. Everything was going to do good. I just needed a laser shot in my eye to open the lens, and I was going to be able to see again. It was World Cup. Brazil was playing Mexico. I think it was World Cup, actually. It was right before 20. So it was like 2018, I think.
2018? Okay, so yeah, that was the World Cup year.
So yeah. So they had, it was Brazil playing Mexico, and I had that appointment. So I went to the appointment, and the doctor was acting a little weird. And I was like, I thought in my head, like, is he drunk? But I'm like, there's no way, right? There's literally no way.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it was supposed to be one shot, and he gave me about like 17.
What?
So I got out, and I was like, that was kind of long. And my dad was like, yeah, how many shots she said? She was like, yeah, she said it was going to be one shot to clear everything. And it was like, how many? I was like, Dad, I heard the machine about like 17 times. I'm not joking. And my dad was like, oh, he definitely knows what he's doing. I was like, yeah. So I was playing soccer. I was feeling a little dizzy, got home, was all good, went to bed. Next day, I was at the gym. And I was like, dude, that's nice. Like, I can work out again, can do everything. And I start throwing up at the gym. So I had to leave. And I'm like, what's going on? I got home. My dad was cleaning a carpet. And he was like, hey, help me out here. And I was like, all right. I tried to lift it up. And I was like, yo, Dad, I can't. He was like, dude, how come you can't lift the carpet? Like, are you that weak? And I'm like, no, I seriously can't. I don't know what's going on. He said, why are you so white? And I was like, I don't know. Then I looked up to the sky and the sun like shined into my eye. And this light shut down. I couldn't see nothing again. And I'm like, Dad, I can't see. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I can't see. So then I fell back like into my couch. I fell back and my head was hurting really bad. Like it was the pain that I felt on that day, it felt like somebody was really stabbing my eye and just wouldn't stop. Like it was hurting really bad that I didn't even know what to do. So we went to the hospital because my doctor was working that afternoon, and she saw, and whenever she put the lens on, she got out. She said, "What have you done to your eye? Like what have they done?" And I was like, "I don't know. You told me to go get the shot." She said, "Yeah. How many shots?" And I said, "Like, well, I heard about like a lot of times." She said, "Kai, it was one shot." And I was like, "Well, did he didn't give me one shot?" And she said, "Kai, your lenses, the whole surgery we did is destroyed. Your lenses are hanging. So we're gonna have to go in and we're gonna have to put stitches and a type of glue in there to make sure your lenses are staying in. And that's it. You won't be able to hit your head anywhere. You're not gonna be able to move your head too quick, and you're gonna have to live with that." And I said, "Okay, like that should be fine, right?" And my mom was crying. I just said, "Like, can I still play?" And she was like, "Absolutely not." So then that's when I was like, "Nuh-uh, like stop. What do you mean? Like I can't play?" And she was like, "You think you're not gonna be able to be running, to be lifting, moving your head? Like, you think you can play baseball? If something hits you in the head, you're done again." So then I that day, like I thought it was over because I was like, I don't want to just be studying, like, or just like go to school and just, oh yeah, what do you do? Nothing. Like, you know what I mean? No, and not
Yeah.
saying like that people that do that are nothing, but I'm saying I grew up playing sports. Like, how come I'm loving a sport and I want to do something, and then it gotta stop because of a medical accident? That's just insane.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's just like ripped from you and you
It
can't
was
do it
like I
anymore.
just got it, and then no, you don't, you know? So I thought it was over. And I had to have some time to myself and think like, what am I gonna do with my life? Because I never took school. Like I was really good at school, but I never took it serious to the point that like I know, oh yeah, like I'm really good at school. I'm gonna get a job after this. Like, so we went to the surgery. It was supposed to be a 3 hour surgery. And my dad and my mom, we never really been to church. But my grandparents on both sides really did. My grandparents are Christians, and the other ones are Catholics. Because in Brazil, it's really different. It's like Christian congregation in the Catholic church. So we just didn't go to none. And on that day, I got into the surgery room, and my dad said, my grandma, when she was alive, called him. And she said, "Hey, I know, I know it's been like a long time, but today, go on your knees and pray." So then my dad was like, "Okay, I'll do it." And she was like, "No, I'm real. I want you to do it right now." So then he was like, "Okay, mom, whatever." Like, did it. Um, 45 minutes into the surgery, my dad got a call saying, "Hey, come up here. Like, it's done." So then they were like, "It's supposed to be 3 hours. Like, something bad happened, right?" They go up there, and my dad said the doctor got his mask off, and he was like with a smile from like here to here. And he was like, "What happened?" And then he said the doctor was like, "I can't tell you that a miracle happened because I'm a doctor. So I can't just, but I don't know what happened. I know it wasn't me," he said. And then they said whenever they opened my eye, the lens were there intact. There was like everything wasn't there. So
No
they tried to
way.
remove it, and it was really in there. Like you couldn't get out of there. You couldn't like remove it. Like it wasn't falling. It was perfect, like in place. So they just stitched my eye, and it was all good. So of course I woke up from the drugs they put me on, and somebody was slapping my face, and I just woke up and I saw my mom crying, smiling, and I was like, "What? Like what's going on? Like why is she so happy about it? Like my career is just over. Like what's wrong with this woman?" So I remember I went back again and woke up again with somebody slapping me, and my mom said, "Kyle, how are you?" And I was like, "I'm good." And my doctor was on my side, and I said, "Can I play baseball?" And then the doctor was like, "Yeah." So then I looked to my mom and I was like, "Can I play baseball?" And she was like, "Yeah." So then I passed out again because I just passed out again. A whole different room, and I was like, "Okay, like tell me what happened." They say, "Was I like dreaming? Like, can I play?" And they told me the whole story. And after that, that's when the coach that I told you about, Bernardo, started going to my place every time and help, because I left the academy and decided to kind of do everything by myself and go to church too a lot. with my parents, and that was kind of how everything, like my college journey, like my go to college and play baseball in college, and then maybe get drafted or signed started. Yeah.
What? What a story, dude. That is wild
Yeah.
for so many reasons. Like, man, like just from the like heartache and the physical pain of it all, and like not knowing like what the future looks like and not being able to play
Yeah.
baseball and like having to deal with all of that, to now your doctor's messing up. Like whatever happened with those 17 shots, like all of a sudden, and then your other doctor's like, what did you do? You're like, I don't know. I just went into surgery. And then to all of a sudden it's fixed.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, the doctor can't say whatever, but praise
Yeah.
God that he
And I remember
is
it
able.
was really weird because getting into surgery, I blinked very hard one last time. And I just like, just please, like make something happen. I opened my eye, and on this eye right here, like remember I wasn't seeing anything, right?
Yeah.
But I could see. Like I could, like if I take my glasses off, that's how I could see with his eye.
Hmm.
So then my dad was with me, and I was like, "Yo, dad," and he was like, "Well, it's like I actually like I can't see." And my dad was like, "Yeah, right," And I'm like, "Yo, I'm serious," and he was like, "Okay," and then I smacked him like in the chest, like, "Yo," and he looked at me, and I'm like, "Sorry," and I was like, I can't see, like I'm being for real." He said, "Well, tell the doctor." And I was like, "Okay." So the guy that do the anesthesia, like, they give me the drugs. Like I say, "Hey, I can see better." He said, "Yeah, well, you're already here, right? So we're gonna take a look." And I was like, "Okay, sounds good." And that's how that happened. But I remember that blink I gave, like it was really hard. Like I blinked with everything I got, like, and I stayed there for a minute, and I opened, and I'm like, "Huh." So like I always prayed like
Dude.
in my head and like had thoughts, and I always was a believer though, just never like actually went to church. Um, but it's just I don't know. I always felt like I had like such a good connection, I would say, with God. And my grandma was always like praying for me too, like my grandparents, because when I was a kid, I was very scared of everything, like scared of sleeping by myself, scared of dark, scared of I don't know, going to school like by myself. So
Yeah.
like it was always a thing.
So she's always praying for you in that.
Yeah, always, always.
Dude, praise God, man. I mean, this is
Yeah,
taken our video in a totally different direction than I thought it was going to be, but honestly, like praise God for his
yeah, that is
goodness. And
true. Praise God for
like
real.
there's like what a story of like you said you were a believer before, and
Yeah.
like but like then he takes this like probably the hardest thing, one of the hardest things that's happened in your life, and then turns it to like make you better, like to heal you physically, but also to like pivot your heart towards him,
Mhm.
like in a way that like probably he couldn't have happened without that. Like it just
Yeah,
shows that the Lord works in those moments too.
yeah, and to be honest, I feel that's the right word to say. I'm glad that happened to me because that kind of opened my eye to it. Was like before I was injured, I was just thinking since I got into the MLB academy, everything was gonna be fine. Like I'm there already. Like there's MLB in front of you, like they see me, like I'm gonna have something. But I was like this. Like I was so skinny and I barely trained and did the things right. I wanted really bad, but I didn't really do anything for it. And that kind of opened my eye with like life is really short and like something can happen. The little things can happen and like you can be done. And I wasn't doing enough. So then after that, that's when, the coach started helping me. And thank God he did because I never worked that hard in my life. I can tell you that. And I jumped from the 78 that I was throwing to 86 in a year.
Let's
And
go,
that
dude. Let's go.
for me, that was like, a lot. Uh, and then how it started with the college stuff.
All right, so we had to take a break. because technical issues, and Caillou just got some massive news about his family. If you want to share, feel free to share, because it's pretty massive for you and your journey and your family.
Yeah, so like I said, my parents moved here with me last year, and they just sold everything back home, rented the house, and just really, came in, tried to get a job, and my dad didn't even know anybody in here. My dad is such a hard worker. Like he's the biggest example of like how to raise a family and how to be a man, for me. Um, and we always talk about how hard it is for him to be having to doing, such hard works like remodeling houses and bathrooms and things like that. He's 54 years old, so at the end of the day, uh, he worked the whole amount. I think my dad worked since he's about 16, so he done a lot, and I know how tired he is of those jobs. We applied for a visa for them, not a year and a half ago, for my dad to be able to work in a company here and make like good money for us to live in a good place and take care of our family and stay together here. But it was just taking super long. It got rejected not that long ago because they needed more people to like say if he's really legit, like need more proof and letter of recommendation. So at that time, I was dating a girl here. Her dad was an engineer, and he made a letter of recommendation. So if he ever watches this or she does, thank you. Not with her anymore, but thank you so much for the help. Uh, and right now, as soon as we got out of the interview, my dad emailed me. So I just saw approval, and I called him to ask, and he said yes. And my mom just came into the room crying and like giving all glory to God for everything. So now my parents are going to be here no longer in just a tourist visa. They got their work permits, and they're going to be able to be, working. And my dad with actual job that have, insurance for him and my mom, and just everything that they were super worried about. And my dad was having sleepless nights. Now it's everything, sold. Thank God everything's solved.
Dude, let's go. That's crazy. That's incredible news. Like just for your, like obviously for your family, like for your personal life, like that's like life changing. And now, like you said, that's something that just a huge weight off of your parents' shoulders.
Yeah.
That it's just like it's incredible to know that like they don't have to worry about that anymore. And like God's so good. The fact that he did it in this way, and that I feel honored and like humbled that I get to share in this moment with you. Like I feel like I shouldn't even be in the room right now. But like
I think you're just good luck, man. We have to have those calls more time.
There we go. Yeah. Have to run it back every couple of weeks so that we can get more good news.
Every time I got something going on, I have to call you, man.
Good, man. Well, so this is a good segue into like kind of how you got to the States then, because you started baseball in Brazil, you played there for years. Did you do high school in Brazil as well? And then
I did high school in Brazil, but we have no high school sports. But yeah.
And then so how did you start that process of like getting recruited? Like how did you go from like you were at that club, you left the club because of everything that happened, and then now you're playing on your own, training on your own, and then how did you get to the point of like you're a high schooler, like getting recruited by D1 schools?
Okay, so 2000.
And let me stop you really quick, because for those that don't know, you played D1 baseball for Bama State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that's not a small feat. It's not like you came and you're just playing at like the local community college. Like you were playing legitimate baseball against some of the biggest teams in all of college baseball in the world. So like how did a kid from Brazil get to D1 baseball?
So it all started on winter of 2019. I had a friend back in the academy, still really good friends with him. His name is Lucas Vacuda. And his brother played D1 baseball at Ohio University. And he lives in Cleveland. And he heard about a company here that does tryouts for kids, Prep Baseball Report. They just call it PBR. Yeah. So we paid and went to do some tryouts for them, some winter tryouts at Cleveland. So I stayed there for about a month. During these tryouts, like I said, it was after I practiced with my coach and stuff. I talked about on the tryouts, I was topping at 85. 83, 85. And at that age, they were like, oh my God, like this kid is good. Like, and I'm like, I'm just throwing 83. Like the guys that I'm with back in Brazil throw 90. Like, what are you talking about? I'm good. But that's when I also found out that here things just go. They don't rush nobody to nothing. It's everything on your body's time, and everything is fine. So I'm like, oh,
It's all
okay.
about projectability and seeing
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, his body's going to turn into this.
Yes, and I love that. So I was like, okay, good. So I was kind of feeling myself because every tryout we made 5 tryouts, and on 5 of them I was the top performing, and so was my friend. He was a hitter. So every time we did the tryouts, news came out, top performance. We look, yo, I'm here. You are? Yes. I was like, let's go. Like, and every time. Then we got the last one. It was in a Cincinnati Reds Academy in Ohio, and I was really nervous. It was the last one. I was like, man, I hope I get recruited, And nobody was calling my name. And then the owner, like the director of the scouting of PBR, came and said, hey, we got you on the last bump because we want to see only you, okay? So I was like, whoa. His name is Jordan Shiro. And I was like, okay, sounds good. So I sat down and I was like, oh my God. Like the first thing that came to my mind was, what if I just mess up real bad right now? Like, so I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna think about it. Put some bubble gum on, like start stretching, did my stuff. I said, Caio. I went in there. There was nobody. It was just the mound, me. Okay, I was like with my back behind. Okay, you can turn my back. Just every single scout on that building behind the net like this. And I'm like, ooh. So like everybody, all the other kids, left. So it was just me, the scouts. So I start throwing, boom, boom. They came talk to me after. Yo, good job. Blah, blah. Thank you. All right.
All right, hold on. Let me stop you really quick because that is crazy intimidating to like be standing on the mound.
Oh,
you turn around and it's just radar guns behind you. No one talking or anything.
No, because in Brazil, when we were in the academy, that would happen all the time. And I was like, have you ever watched the Chicken Little movie? I thought that was me. Like, because there was one time, and it's just like, I used to think, like, it was my birthday. And I didn't throw hard at all, so everybody was making fun of me already. Like, it was my birthday, and we had a tryout. I lift my leg up, and when I lifted down, my spike got stuck. So I got cleated. Like, I cleated myself, and I fell, like, face first on the mound. And I saw all the scouts doing this. And that was it. Like, I knew that was it. I was like, oh, my God. Like, I was already throwing 80 miles per hour, and I saw everybody, and I fell. So I was like, I want to dig a hole right there and just hide it. But I still finished the tryout, whatever. Like, and it was the worst baseball day of my life. I was 15. It was my 15th birthday. And I just wanted to, like, I don't know, move to another country at that time. I was like, I don't even want nobody to see me. Like, that was ridiculous. It's how I'm going to fall, like, mid-tryout, And it was kind of funny when that happened because then I called my dad immediately. I was like, yo, bro. And he said, what? And I was like, every scout was there. I was just the only one. They told me to go last. And he was like, what? And I was like, dude, I know, right? That's crazy. So then the tryouts were over. We ended up getting top performers again on the fastball and on the spin rate, like for the curveball, because I threw a curveball back then. I didn't throw a slider. So we got a call, and the director guy from PBR, this is another guy. His name is Chris Valentine. And he said, hey, you guys want to play summer ball? And we're like, I mean, what is that? He was like, well, you come here and you play all summer. You can stay at your friend's brother house and you guys play all summer. I got a team. How much can you guys pay? And I was like, Coach, I mean, we're from Brazil. I don't know. He said, look, they say you guys don't need to pay anything, but there's some fees here and there that they usually charge. So like, can you guys pay for some of the fees? That would be like $200. And I'm like, $200 to play the whole summer? Like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I said, yeah, all the hotels are included, uniforms, like, it's all good. I think we ended up like talking to the coach and decided to pay more, but that was the original thing. I think we ended up paying more, but like we got invited, right? We played. We came for the summer. We played, and midsummer season, the same guy calls me, Chris, and he said, "Hey, I got you and your friend on the top prospects game. Do you guys want to come?" And I was like, dude, that's huge. Like, I looked at my friend and we were like, yeah. So, okay, look, go to the website to register. You put this code on, it's going to be free. And if you check, like, those things are like $300, $500. And, like, we just got in for free. So I was like, Chris, thank you so much. He's like, yeah, dude, we don't have no Brazilians in here. We want to see you guys. I'm like, okay. So we both went, and we just, I don't know what was going on, but it was the best summer I think we ever had because we dominated. Like we were having fun,
Yeah.
playing. It was really cool. The summer was over, and we got back to Brazil. I was on my last year of high school. So one day I just was like, you know what? Let me post on Twitter that I'm looking for schools. So I posted, and 1 hour after the post, like I opened my phone again, and I had like 70 plus DMs and like a bunch of likes, and everybody on my summer team retweeted the video and was tagging me on it and was tagging schools, and I was like, whoa, like what is going on? So I was like, dude, that's amazing. Ended up getting a good scholarship from a school in Texas, Clarendon Junior College. So I was committed. I made the commitment. I said, okay, all good. Boom. Got the scholarship. I was going there on full ride. So my parents were, that's nice. That's amazing. COVID started. So I was like, okay, that's not good. Oh, everything shut down, blah, blah. The coach was like, hey, it's all good still next year. Okay, bad. So we have to report in August. June comes by, the coach stopped answering me. It's the end of June, I get a phone call. His name is Coach Mac. I don't know if he's gonna see him, but if he does, just I don't hate nobody, but I hate that dude with all my heart. I mean, wow. But like I said, I don't hate nobody. It's God's plan, you know. But he called me and he said, "Hey," I said, "Hey, coach, how are you?" He said, "Well, good." And he not even like he just said, "Just to let you know, we got some D1 bounce back, so you're not coming, okay?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, coach? Like, I have to August." And he said, "Yeah, but I don't know you. What if you come here and you don't play good enough? It's just a waste of my time and a waste of my money. So I'd rather have somebody that I know is going to be good. I hope you have a good one." And I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can you at least help me with something?" And it's like, "Yeah, but I can try." He called me Bud. He said he could try. And I'm like, and I was like, there's no way. Like, I know I'm good. You can trust me. He said, "Yeah, but think about it. I'd rather see a guy that I know it's good than see a video of a guy thousands of miles away from me that I, like, don't know how he actually plays." And I said, "You know what, coach? Thank you very much." And he was like, "You're welcome. You have a good one." But I was like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." And I hung up the phone. So I went to my room. My mom was like, "What happened?" I remember I was just saying, "Yo, mom, like, stay downstairs." I I start punching everything that I saw, like in my room. Like I destroyed my door. Like I was like punching everything I had because I was like, "There's no way that just happened." So then my mom was like, "What happened?" I said, "I don't have a school anymore." So next day I already started on Twitter again, boom, 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 boom. And this coach, his name is Adam Hightower. Uh, he told me, "Hey, we're interested. There's a D2 JUCO, really small town, middle of nowhere, Illinois. So the only people that are going to be watching the games are the dads and the cows from behind on the cornfields." So I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I just need a chance, coach." So I sent him a full paragraph just saying like how much I love baseball and that he probably didn't even care about anything that I was saying, but I just needed a chance to prove that I can do this. And he was like, "Okay, you can come in the spring with a full ride, or you can come in the fall, but you have to pay some fees. We want you to come in the fall to get used to it, but what you think?" And I said, "I'll go in the fall." So my parents, like saved some money. We worked, we got the visa, everything in a span of a month. So the whole July was emergency. I had to try to get an emergency meeting on the embassy to get my visa and everything set, blah, blah. Got it done. Hop on the first flight. And it was so sad. Like I remember I had a high school girlfriend back in the day, broke up in the in the airport. The airplane that I was going had a problem and I couldn't fly that night. So I was like, nice. So I had to stay by myself in a hotel. And
man.
so my parents went there next morning, got into a flight in the morning. But I'm terrified of planes. So I hate flying. So if it's at night, I hate even more because I can't see if anything's going on outside.
Yeah, totally.
So the plane was in the morning. So I was like, you know what? That's a blessing. Like, that's great. So I got to St. Louis. One of my teammates that I have no idea who that was picked me up in the airport, gave me a burger, just one burger, and he said, "Here, you probably haven't ate." And I was like, "Thank you." So my English was terrible. This guy dropped me off at those apartments, which there was a girl from Brazil that lived in there, and I messaged her before. And she said, yeah, you can stay at my place. So I was thinking, amazing, like she's gonna give me like a couch or a bed. I had to sleep on her floor with no pillow, no blanket, no nothing. So I was like, nice. Like next morning, I got an Uber and I went to the place that I was supposed to stay at. Turns out my team's not there yet because I'm a little early. Uh, but we don't have Wi-Fi, we don't have electricity, we don't have water. So I was just me, my luggage, the heat that wasn't there, and the house with no water, no light, no nothing.
Oh,
So then I had to be walking about 25 minutes to I don't remember what store was it. It was like a grocery store. And I had to go every time just to be able to text the landlord, text people on the phone, and go back to the house, set my stuff up, go back after a couple hours. And he said, "You're one of your teammates in town. Can you stay with him?" And I text the guy. He's from Venezuela. He walked all the way to my place, and he thought I didn't speak Spanish, so he was like with a broken English, say hey, and I was like, "Yo, like I speak Spanish." And he was like, "What?" Like gave me a hug, like. We got an Uber, went to the school to see the school, and there's another.
I bet that was so comforting.
So where like saw another teammate, he helped move all my stuff to his place to stay there for the week, and he had no Wi-Fi either. So we had to go in a gas station to get Wi-Fi. So I saw the neighbors and asked them, "Hey, can we please use your Wi-Fi?" Because we're not. It was like, yeah, of course. So that was better. But this whole week I was struggling, like missing my family and not being able to talk to them because I had no internet, I had no nothing. So yeah, that was really hard at first. Like I feel like nobody really, I don't know, but I was really attached to my family, and I'm a very anxious person. So to sleep, like it was terrible. Like I wanted to leave every single day of my life, but I was like, you know what? It was so hard to get into here. So maybe it will get better whenever more teammates come, And was started play for John Wood Community College, the little small D2 JUCO. Had a great fall. Had a great fall. I've been dominated in the fall. And I was like, okay, like I'm that guy. Like I'm really that guy. But baseball humbles you up really quick. I had probably the worst spring of my life. Like I was pitching at a 12-year A with 50 innings, 50 Ks, and 50 walks. Yeah.
50 walks and 50 innings?
Yeah, so I was first one on that 50-50 club. It was not Ohtani, it was me. I was there.
That's good.
Yeah, I was there.
That was a good one.
And then, my coach took me back, full scholarship still. And I was like, damn, he must really like me. Or he's just a really good guy, And I was begging, Coach, let me close. Let me be the bullpen guy. No, you need to be a starter. And I was like, Coach, I hate this. Like, I can't. I get so anxious before starting a game. I told him, you can put me on a bases loaded, 2 outs, like with the best hitter in the world, and I'm going to go there like emotionless because I know like it's whatever. But if you put me to start a game and I know like that's on me, like I wasn't able to do it. I just I panicked since the night before. So then that was really humbling. Had the fall again, and great fall again. I touched 90 for the first time, and I was having a blast. Was enjoying D1s were talking to me, and some other schools were talking to me, and I'm like, okay. Like I was just having a blast. I was just living the best probably fall I had because the summer before I also was touching 89 and having fun. We play all the way in Kansas, and I was a starter there, and I was like, dude, like maybe I got to figure it out. Fall came, starting, boom, 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 dominating. Okay. Had a winter break. There's just something about me and dating girls. I was dating a girl too. I went to her house during winter break, all the way in California. Didn't practice as much. Like, practice what I could, but like I was there with her family and stuff. Got back.
Yeah.
We drove back. So 36 hours, I was just like, yeah, she wanted her car. Let's do it. Car broke down in Oklahoma. She hit a pothole and exploded her tire. So I was late for the first meeting of the year already. Like everything is kind of a little bouncy. I was moving to places. I was moving to another apartment. Everything. It was a rush. Season started. I was like, okay. He said, yo, Caio, you're a Friday night. I was like, say less. First game. All right, sounds good. Everybody was kind of my teammates in there. I don't know if it's an Illinois thing or if they just like didn't like really foreigner guys or if they just didn't like me. But it was always very like, why is he like? He don't even want to be a starter. Why he's starting? They used to hate on it. Like, but I'm talking about. I don't want to be that guy to be like people are hating on me, but they really were. Like, Like I had situations that I walked in an apartment and they were talking about me in the kitchen, like talking bad about me, and I just walked out and I was like, "That's crazy," like I'm really alone.
Was it like teammates or like people?
Teammates.
Really?
Yeah. We went. Me and the other guy, Jose, the Venezuelan guy, there was a lot of racist stuff in there. Like I actually kicked a guy on a van. Like I kicked him. Like I straight kicked him one leg out of the van because he said some racist to me when I was there, and I just wasn't dealing with it. So then my coach was like, "What? Why you did that?" I was like, "Coach, like you're gonna let a guy say some racist to me? I'm sorry, but like I won't." And it was like, right, you're right. And then the guy went to the bus, and I was riding on the van. So like it was just some crazy things. But
that's messed up.
Yeah, but that don't even I wasn't really happy there, but I was trying to do me. Spring came, like I said, in another terrible spring. 11-year A, 50, 50, 50, like terrible. And like you can actually check the numbers; they were horrendous. So I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna, get to a school. But the February 1st, before my first game, I committed. So Alabama State
Oh, no
reached out to
way.
me, and the coach called me. And hey, Andre Rienzo? And I was like, yeah. He was like, oh yeah, I played with him in the White Sox. And I was like, oh, that's nice. He was like, yeah, I really like your stuff. Terrible numbers, but your stuff is really nasty, and I think we can use it. And I was like, yeah, coach, blah blah. Then I applied for academic scholarship because they had a program here, and they gave me a full ride. And with that, he said, you know any other guys? And I was like, I have a teammate. And I said Jose's name, just like, because me and Jose were like, yo, what if like, those boys talks you have like, late at night? And he was like, what if we went to the same school? Like we started together, And I was like, bro, you're right. That would be fun. And then we would shake hands and would say, hey, like, I'm not going to school if you're not going. And we're like, bat. Shook his hand. He said, yo, Alabama State talking to me. And I'm like, you lying. I was like, Jose, you lying because I'm about to commit. He said, okay, bet. Send the offer to him. Same academic scholarship. Same day we committed.
There's
like,
no way. That's crazy.
Like, that's my roommate. Like, that's amazing. So he's older than me. He's 25. And back then, like, I was 19, he was 21, and he was really like an older brother to me. Like sometimes I would do something and he would tell me like, yo, don't ever do that. Like you can't, like he was really treating me like, he was a parent. Now we used to fight like siblings, like saying, dude, like, why are you talking like this to me? Like, and I was always getting butthurt, but I would always listen to him because he's was a role model to me, So then we moved here. We committed. Everybody was like, yeah, Jose deserves it, but Caio just probably in the package with him, like saying things like that, hating. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? They probably right. Like, they probably right. I had a bad year, but I don't know why this coach believed me, but he did. So everybody can, y'all suck it. Shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then, so we came here in the fall. I had a okay fall. It wasn't good. So, but my coaches were like, hey, you didn't show anything on my exit meeting. They say you didn't prove nothing. So till you prove, you ain't going to pitch. And my coach is from Puerto Rican. He was very mean to me. He was like, hey, did I brought you here to be throwing 88 or did I tell you here to throw 90? Because if you can't throw 90, let me know. I'll send your ass back to Brazil. And I was like, for sure. And he was like, no, not for sure. I want you to do it. Can you do it? And I was like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I had a bad fall.
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say, but it's the most like coach thing ever.
He said some other like things.
I'm sending you to. Yeah, yeah. You can't say everything that he said for sure.
Yeah, and then all that happened, and on my exit meeting, they said all that, and I'm talking about the whole winter. I was here in Montgomery, and there was nobody in here, and I grinded my tail off. Like I'm talking about, I was in the field and I was at that gym eating those weights every day. In like at home, my mom cooking food, and I was eating like crazy. Got up on weight, my velo got up, and then the spring started. He saw me in the spring and he said, I don't think you're still ready. And my pitching coach was like, damn, you looking better. Like you really took that serious. And I was like, yeah, coach, I took it serious. He said, okay. First weekend goes by, I had no shot. I'm talking about I didn't even touch a baseball to warm up. Second weekend goes by, nothing. We had our first midweek with ranked Alabama. So I never played a ranked school in my life. Everybody talking about Alabama. Going there, we're losing. That was 7-0. On the 8th inning, they said, Kyle, get hot. So I said, whoa, like what? got my clothes out, boom, boom, start throwing. I threw 5 pitches in the pen, and Caio in. And I'm like, he's setting me up for a failure. Like, what's going on? Runners are first and second. I balked. Second and third. I was 1 out. I look back to the dugout. My coach is slamming his helmet, and I was like, oh my God. Okay, you know what? I said, you know what? All right, bet. First guy struck out. Second guy ground out, got out of the inning. I was like, okay, all right. Got back to the dugout, stay locked in, got back in. Strike out, fly out. Oh, a hit and then a fly out. And then, okay, we lost. But I was like, in my head, like, we lost to Alabama, but in my head, I was just like, I just violated Alabama. Like,
Yeah,
on
you're feeling
television.
good.
They couldn't hit me at all. Their data guy come down, he said, yo, this is the highest spin rate we had at the stadium. So my pitching coach came to me, gave me a hug, and he said, yo, congrats, man. You had like a 3,200 RPM on your slider. And I'm like, what? He said 3,200. Yeah, congrats. And I'm like, coach, whoa, okay. After that, I got another shot. We were playing the Andre Dawson Classic all the way in Florida, and I got a shot, pitched again, did good. And then it was like every weekend. I was the emergency guy. So like, yo, bases loaded, gotta go. And I love going out. I love going out. You know, Brazil, like we love to party. I don't drink in season, but I go out a lot.
Totally.
My coach don't like that. Me and my teammate, his name is Randy. He got drafted last year with the Angels. We used to go out on weekend trips, and I would be like, yo, I'm not going out. I'm not even would bring clothes to go out. And he would always bring extra. Yo, you going out with me? Boom, get close. Like, get close with somebody. Yo, call a teammate. Yo, you got clothes? Yeah, come on, give it to Kyle. Give it to me. We out. And like get back to the hotel super late, play whatever. And one day, my coach found out that we went out. We were in Florida to play Florida A&M, and went to play FAMU. We got swept. My coach found out we were going out because a kid told him. So the next midweek, that was a Tuesday, we had Auburn. And my coach was walking with me, with Jose. He told Jose, you know, when you guys come with with the coffee powder, I have the coffee and the cake, right? You guys like to party? And I'm like, so then I didn't even say nothing. Jose was like, I don't party. I don't know what you're talking about, coach. Because Jose generally stays in a hotel. And then he was like, yeah, right. You're right. So I got to the bullpen. My pitching coach was like, yeah, he knows about everyone that is partying. I was like, oh, my God. And saying, you guys are not pitching today. And I was like, yeah, sounds good. And he's like, well, looky you, right? You don't party. And I'm like, oh yeah, he don't think I'm going out. He was like, not at all. He knows you stay in. And I was like, oh. He said, do you go out? And I said, coach, I'm gonna be straight honest with you. Yes, a lot. But don't tell him that. And he said, okay, I won't. Sounds good. So we were in a 5-game losing streak, and we were playing Auburn, which they weren't ranked, but you're still SEC.
That's still an SEC school.
Yeah, so my friend went 4 innings, and then I went 4 innings, and the guy stayed for 1. We won.
Yeah.
So after that night, like in the bus, it's already started like, yo, we got to fight for the right to party. Like, say things like that because everybody got in trouble. And it was insane. Like, it was insane. But then I was getting texts from one of my teammates from junior college saying that the guys in there were like, whenever I pitched against Bama, saying it was all lucky. And saying that like now the coach there at John Wood was, they're just saying good things about him. But when he was here, like we all know he sucked. Like he's just getting lucky. And then beat Auburn. So that's another SEC. And, you know, I told my friend, I was like, look, I'm not even going to say nothing to those guys. Just like they still follow me on Instagram and I don't follow none of them. So that should tell you something. You know, they're just followers. Let them talk. Yeah. That's how it still is, you know. I don't talk to none of them because I know what they do and what they say. But
because after those years at the D2, like now, like they're not the ones playing D1 pitching against Alabama and Auburn. That's you.
Yeah, no. We had one guy or two guys that played D1 too with me and Jose, like in the 2 years. And they're humble, they're chill, they're good people. I still talk to them. So like that should tell you something, you know.
Yeah.
So then this year started, a little rough, but the fall was really good. Had a really good fall. And then the WBC, I got called for that, and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, everything goes down. Have to call off a World Baseball Classic, miss my season because I'm injured. Another girlfriend I had broke up. So everything I had like the whole recipe to like go straight down. I was traveling with the team still, but that's one of the reasons that the girlfriend broke up, because they had no time to talk to her, like wouldn't really, match the stuff. That don't really matter, to be honest. But just everything was going like off. Like, okay, lost the WBC, and now lost the whole year. It's my senior season. Parents struggle now in thinking about my arm and worried with me about my arm and worried about their visa. And now I'm worried about my visa too, because I'm not playing. What if the coach don't decide me to take me for a fifth year? What am I gonna do? So just everything, going down. So it went from really like really low to low again to high to low. So I'm thinking now is just, on the way is up.
Yeah. It's just like, that's just how life goes. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're what, 23?
Mm-hmm.
So you're 23 and you've already experienced all of these highs and lows. So it's almost like this baseball journey for you has and probably not in the way that you expected it to or you wanted it to, but it's given you like this resiliency to be able to like endure those lows. So like when you're in the fall and you had that really great, you have had those really great falls, and then you come into the spring, you get injured, having trouble with your arm and the visas and everything. It's like you're almost now more prepared for this because of all that stuff that you went through.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you feel?
Yeah, that is how I feel too. And also, I think since I had a really good year last year, I was really thinking about, should I, because everybody was telling me, yo, hit the portal, hit the portal. You can go to Auburn. Like, you can do this. And I was thinking about it. And like I said, again, I'm kind of glad this happens to me, because it was almost to a point that, like, at the end of the day, I need to be grateful of where I am right now. Alabama State gave me a chance when I was nothing. And now I became kind of something, and I want to leave. I can't do that. So I felt that was a way too to God tell me, yo, relax. Like, you're doing good, but like don't try to overdo it now or go play in a big stage. That's not the timing I want for you. That's not what I want right now. At the end of the day, everybody wants to go play in a big stage. Everybody wants to play in the SEC, in the Big 10, the Big 12, or anything, but like that's just not the time. So I had to understand that in a different way, I feel like, because I had the mindset of like, maybe I should have a good year here, see if I have that extra year and go play somewhere else. Or as soon as I got injured, I was like, that's cool, I have an extra year, let me try to leave. But then I was like, what am I even doing? You know? Prayed a lot on it, and I'm like, my coaches gave me a shot here. And even though sometimes, things are hard everywhere. They treat me, at the end of the day, like, the coach is gonna treat you good or bad depending on the situations everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna say it's perfect, like, no, but nowhere is. Just like any place, you're not gonna find nothing that is perfect. And when it is, like, that's bad. It's not good. Like, you need the little struggle. So I stayed here this year, and I plan on coming back next year and finish my college career here, because at the end of the day, I am grateful for everything they did to me. And even though me and my coach got into it before, like, and all those types of stuff, and how sometimes he is with the players, he's a coach, and that's his job. That's his job. Like, he has to. A lot of people don't understand that, like, oh, he's mean, oh, he's like bipolar. Like, he's a coach.
Yeah.
And he's not here to please you, like, or a lot of people misunderstand that, I feel like. And I never talk. They talk back, and I don't think I ever could talk back to a coach. Like, if he says that, maybe he is not right, but like, if I don't apologize, that means he's still not gonna be right. On his head, I'm wrong, and oh, you know what? I'm gonna be terrible to him now, because. So why not? I just don't apologize and just like, coach, that's on me. It's not, but like,
Yeah, totally. Obviously, you have a very unique story compared to pretty much anyone else in baseball. It's like the number of players that have come from Brazil to play baseball in the States is already so small. But to have the way that you've made it here and to now play D1 is pretty wild. So thank you for sharing all that. Then let's talk about baseball, like Brazilian baseball. So like you grew up playing there, you started your development there. What are the biggest differences you see from like baseball in a country that is like so predominantly like soccer and volleyball and like other sports versus like here baseball has been here for 150 years. Like it's like just second nature for people. Everybody knows what baseball is. You go there and it's like no one really knows the rules other than those Japanese communities and like the people that just know baseball, which is like very small. So like what is baseball like in Brazil?
I feel like growing up is just a fun thing to do. It's a different sport and kids enjoy it. Uh, Back when I started, nobody had too much knowledge of like how many pitches should a kid throw, how to take care of an arm.
Yeah.
So it was always like from things that they heard of the Japanese immigrants back in the day that taught them, or a coach that taught them. So it was always like. And a bunch of like coaches used to. I got hit before from like Japanese coaches. Like we used to like miss something or do something wrong. You go to home plate, you put your hands on your head, and you get the fungo bats in your butt. Hit it.
Yo,
It hurts.
what?
Oh, yeah. Um, but it's just it was at least very like nobody really know too much about it. So you just like as a kid, you just do what they told you to do. And if you're good, they're gonna give you more attention. If you're not, they're not really gonna try to develop you. Because in Brazil, at the end of the day, you have until you're 16, 17 to sign a pro contract, and then you go to the Dominican Republic. So if you're 16, 17, and you're not throwing no upper eights, low nines, they're not gonna give you much attention. Even when I was in the tournament center, the MLB center, like since I wasn't, one of those kids, they barely gave me attention. They didn't try to develop me and work with me and help me out. They were always good with me, always good person and good people, but like they didn't, try to help me out or like stay on top for me to do my things and checked on how I was doing and maybe what should we do different. I was on my own. One of the coaches there, Emilio Acosta, he was always on me about eat more, do this, do that, because he know how much I love the sport. So I still talk to him. And Caldera too was always always talking to me and always like, making sure I was doing okay. And because I used to play for his team outside of the academy, so I was his athlete too. So yeah, we always had such a good connection. Even though back then I wasn't, that good, like he was really close to me. But baseball in Brazil is just totally different than it is here. You still see it like growing up, the older guys would just go there. It was like a beer league, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it was like, that Sunday league type of thing. You just go and drinking beer, and then after, oh, okay, let's barbecue. That's kind of how it was. Now with the MLB in there, I've seen it like it's amazing. They have all TrackMan and they have, Rapsodo. Wow. They have all the weights, like they have all the plyos. They have like everything that you need to develop. They have all the technology that like only like the pro facilities have in here. Drive line, thread, like the Tread Athletics, like they have all that stuff. We have it there now because Rienzo started everything with Caldera now in Brazil, and that's
great. What I've noticed. It's like it's a very recent thing, right? Because you didn't even have that when you were growing up. It was Rienzo kind of is spearheading that.
Yeah, I heard about all that when I moved here, like to Montgomery, like about Driveline, about like TrackMan and all the stuff, and they have everything there now, which is amazing. Like I don't know if the kids there like realize like what a difference that make for you growing up with all the technology and you having everything, because everything is data. So like you can't get data wrong. Like it's like to a thing that you throw a fastball with your fingers a little bit too close. Oh, it's cutting a little bit. Let's see on the computer. You open, do that. Okay, that's what you got to do. And it's crazy. Back when I was there, it was like get on the back. Like it's just eyes. You don't have the technology. You don't have the computer part stuff, the numbers. Because sometimes you throw, oh, it feels good, but it's not. And then that one didn't feel really good. Oh, it was your best rep, and you're like, okay, let's replicate that. So it's like, it's amazing. So right now, like, I believe that Brazil gonna have a huge chance of getting, really, really good at baseball for the development that they do in that academy. My coach too, my second dad, Bernardo, is in there too. And I know
awesome.
all those kids on the conditioning part, at least they're in good hands, and especially whenever they get treatment with him, the scraping and soft tissue. Oh my, I feel like you don't get injured with him because you're like, it hurts so much that you forget about the other pain that you was having.
That's brutal.
But it was amazing. Yeah, it is. It's a different thing, a different culture, and growing up was totally different than it is now. But yeah, people just used to play for fun, and having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me what you think about this, because I don't know if this is something that is common to say. This is how I think about Brazilian baseball. Obviously, soccer's number one. That's it's always going to be. There's no doubt about that. And it's so hard to get fans in Brazil to want to care about a sport that is just totally new. Especially with it's kind of known as oh, that's the Japanese community sport. It's not something that a lot of people want to watch. But that being said, I think that I think that Brazil has the most potential of any country in the world to grow into a very successful baseball nation for a couple of reasons. One, you have the freakish athletes that we see in soccer. You have the athleticism there. You have the population to be able to grow these athletes into something big. You have the Japanese influence with the very intense, meticulous baseball tradition. And like you said, they're intense about their baseball training. So you have that influence of some of the best baseball in the world comes from Japan. But then you have the culture that is similar to the Latin American, Venezuelan baseball culture that's super fun to play. It's a very it's a lot about flair and it's a lot about style, but it's also really, really meaningful baseball. And you have I was talking with one of my friends in Brazil recently. You have a lot of Venezuelans coming to Brazil. You have a lot of Cubans coming to Brazil. And those are two massive baseball countries. So if you combine all of those influences from around the world with the athleticism and the passion of Brazilians, I think that could, if we can get it to actually catch on, you can have some stars in Brazilian baseball.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. The only thing with that is I believe not all the coaches think like that, but in Brazil, not only in Brazil, but a lot of people think about the money part of it. And I think that if everybody in there involved thinks about, let's not think about how much money those kids are going to make, but let's think about it. Even the kids that don't sign at 16 years old, let's send them to a college, let's send those kids to college, and so they can develop in there, so they can get drafted out of college, instead of just thinking, let's prepare kids at 16. If you're not 16, throw a 90, you're done. No, let's try to build connections to help those kids, find a college. Maybe they're late boomers, like I am too.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. A kid don't need to be ready at that age, So I just feel like a lot of people should start thinking more okay, we're growing, so our minds need to grow too. If they're not ready now, they can be ready later.
That's a great point. That's a great point, because it's I feel like when you think about it, a lot of times with soccer, say, when you're a kid and you're in Brazil or in any country, and your goal is to play soccer, you start at those academies at a young age, and you move up, but it's not really like that. There's kind of one goal. It's to go through the academy up to the big teams and go to Europe or wherever.
Yeah.
In baseball, it's you can sign as an international free agent at 16, but you can go to college, and
if you're 4 years of development. So to be honest, you get your education.
Yep.
And you're getting 4 years to develop. So
it's that's a very real path that I feel like a lot of people don't think about.
So a lot of kids too, I feel like one thing that they should, I don't know if they do that or not. I don't know that, but they definitely should start, teaching those kids English. It's very important. And a lot of
I've seen you post about that.
A lot of kids don't do it, but take it serious, because if you don't have your grades, you can't play in college. And then you're gonna be 16 and see, oh, nobody want to give me a shot. And then you're 17, you're 18, and you say, well, I thought I had a shot. Now I try to go to the US. You don't speak English, nobody's gonna give you a shot here. Because that's all you need. You need to be good at school for you to get a scholarship. And if you're okay at baseball, or even if you're a little bad at baseball, but you just don't look crazy, like they're gonna give you a shot. Some school will give you a shot because they do with the guys here, you know. So like, just invest in your English because that can change you. That can give you scholarships and all this stuff. And people don't do that, but they really should. And that's one thing that I'm glad my parents were on me 24/7 growing up, and I hate it.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's good. So if I said like, Caio, you are going to be like, your job now all of a sudden is to, like, you are in charge of growing baseball in Brazil. Like, what would you say is the most important thing for Brazil to do to grow baseball?
I believe just like, well, it is doing a lot of better job of like streaming the games and things like that. But I would say maybe, invite more people, like open practice, come see what's up, like come watch a game, or come try to swing and bring your kid, like come see the academy, like social media is huge nowadays. So I feel like the academy should start posting more stuff and start like, like try to get that thing out like to everybody. And it's getting a lot bigger. It's getting a lot better. But I feel like too, as soon as we start accomplish more things, like going to the World Baseball Classic, that's the first time since 2012. So I feel like now a lot of more people are going to be like, oh wow, like Brazil plays baseball. Like a lot more people will know that. You know what I mean?
It's not just postmen.
Yeah, and
real players.
After that Pan American games that we got silver, everybody started like, oh wow, like one of the biggest YouTubers in Brazil, his name is Casemiro. He like posted about it, like it's crazy. So like he got a lot of people that watch it now too, and it's getting bigger and bigger for sure. But
that's sick.
I think a really important thing would be the college aspect of it too. Try to send kids to college, and that'll be great.
Yeah, and you're exhibit A of that. It's like you show that like you can have that success. You don't even have to start at a D1. Like if you're not getting recruited by a D1, that's fine. Like you can still make that path.
Yeah,
just you need someone to say yes to give you a chance.
You need one opportunity, and if like me, I didn't have money, you need a scholarship, of course. So you really just need a good opportunity that fits for you. You need playing time. You got to go. A lot of kids be thinking too, I want to go to a big school. If you're not going to play, why are you going to waste your time? Go somewhere you will play. Like that's the main thing. There's no point of being to play just for names.
So then let's look in the future really quick, just like a brief, like look into the future. What do you see the future of Brazilian baseball being?
I think it's going to grow a whole lot. And I think, I already seen a bunch of kids signing right now. And I'm seeing the work that Andre and the whole academy is doing on growing, developing those kids. And I think we going to be one of the best countries in baseball in the next, I want to say in the next 3 to 5, but I'm just going to say 10 just to be sure. But we're going to be up there. We're going to be up there.
Let's go, dude. And I mean, this is a good segue into the last thing I wanted to talk about really quick. I think the World Baseball Classic is going to help that a ton. I think that like the fact that y'all are finally back in the World Baseball Classic after a decade of not being able to, the eyes are going to be on Brazilian baseball. The eyes are going to be on the players so that they can get better like exposure, and like people from America are going to be watching, but also people in Brazil are actually going to see like, oh, this is baseball's World Cup. Like I'm going to tune in.
That's one thing, and the only thing that I don't like about it, the Brazil baseball stuff is, so you know how there's a lot of kids that are born and raised in the U.S. have even probably no idea where Brazil's at, or like kids from the Dominican that are really good at baseball have no idea where Brazil's at, but they go all the way to find those kids because their mom are from Brazil, their dad are from Brazil, the grandparents or whatever. They have a connection, and they bring them to play, for the Brazil national team. It's good for the team, but in my opinion, that's terrible because you have kids that are born and raised in Brazil, and they dream about that. Like they might not think that because they don't see that, but there's kids that dream about that. Because I was one of those kids before, like, and my dream was to play for the Brazil national team. Like it was a goal, it was a fever dream. Like it was something, it was crazy. And sometimes they take a player, like an older player, or they take somebody that don't even speak our language, and they go represent Brazil. Like for them, yeah, it's cool, but it don't mean the same thing though. And I feel like I might, people might hate me for saying this, but I really think that does it really matter to, let's say, okay, we win a World Baseball Classic, but 90% of our team don't even speak the language. Then like, so what? You know what I mean? Yeah, it is cool. It's great. But, and the players are great too. And I mean, they are half Brazilian. So, but like, wouldn't you want to better like bring a team that is full, actually from Brazil, kids that are born and raised playing there and struggling and playing all those fields that are terrible back at home, like, and let them play? Because with how many passion they will play. So that's what I always kind of think about, and that's one thing. The only thing that I'm totally against is, and people can tell, "Oh, but he's really good." And I was like, "Okay, like that don't mean nothing. Like he's really good, but he's not Brazilian. He's half." But I don't even know what language we speak. If we ask him where Brazil's at, I probably don't even know.
It's kind of like I don't know if you watched the Czech team in 2023, Czechia. Like,
yeah.
Whole team of like players that are from Czech Republic. I think they had one MLB player, but everyone else was like born and raised in Czechia. They like had day jobs. They were like electricians and teachers.
I saw that. The doctors, like what?
Doctors. They had so much passion because it was like they played together as kids. They played together growing up, and now they're like getting to play against like Shohei Ohtani. It's like crazy.
It's crazy, and I think, of course, like they took Manny Ramirez's son to the World Baseball Classic, to the qualifier. Amazing. That's great. That's Manny Ramirez's son. Is he really from Brazil? You know what I say? Like, it's not like trying to hate on him or hating on nobody. Like, at the end of the day, they're doing their job. They're trying to win.
Well, and it's tough too because you have this like balance that you have to figure out of like, like you want those homegrown players because you want them to grow. You want them to build up and be able to like,
you want to win because you need somebody that is ready.
But you want to win, and you want to win because when you win, there's more eyes. And so it's like, you're going to have more, like, there's the thing of like, okay, more Brazilian fans are going to watch if they do better. And even more like Brazilian kids are going to be like, ooh, like our Brazilian national team, like I see Brazil on their shirt, maybe I can do that someday. And if they do better, maybe it's more convincing. But then it's like, at what cost? Is it like, do you totally like go that way, or do you not carry anyone?
No, so like, to be honest, like it's not that I'm like against it 100%. Like, we gotta win. You gotta do whatever it takes to win. If I'm a coach and I see a guy, are you eligible to play? Like, if Mike Trout was like, yeah, I'm half from Brazil. Like, pull up. What? Like, that's just. But at the end of the day, like,
I'd say yes to that for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Bo Bichette.
Yeah,
Bo Bichette's gonna play for us, and that's amazing. But at the end of the day, it's like it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fun. But like, he's not from Brazil. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said, it's just like a thing that I always thought about it, and I really got like, it's just one thing that I don't like, but that it's okay if we win. It's fine, you know.
Yeah. Hey, all you need really is that like one win. If you can win one game in the WBC, then you'll stay and you don't have to qualify the next time. And if y'all can stay in the WBC and not have to requalify every time, that's going to do wonders for Brazilian baseball.
We got U.S. the first game though, so
I'm just hoping. Hey, you know what the matchup's going to be? It's going to be Paul Skeens against Daniel Misaki on the mound. It's going to be crazy.
That's going to be fire. Yeah, I really hope, and I don't know if they will, especially after surgery. And now for the World Baseball Classic, they're going to take all the MLB guys. So I'm not really with the high, like with my hopes really up that I'm going to go.
But there's not that many. There's not that many MLB guys.
But I mean, there's more than what it had there. So I'm hoping, I'm expecting, or like praying that they will give me a chance this time. If they don't, no hard feelings, you know. But I hope I get a chance again because that would be amazing.
So you think there's a chance that you might be healthy?
No, I'm gonna be healthy for sure. I'm back.
Oh, great!
To games in November.
Okay.
So November's I'm full intent. I'm back to throwing June 9th right now. So.
Okay, so then I'm gonna say this again because I love cutting this up and I'm gonna put it on Instagram and everything. Caio, if Brazil calls you for the WBC next year, you're gonna say yes?
Yes, 100%.
Let's go. 100%. So I need to see you on the mound in the WBC, bro.
Yeah, me too. Trust me. And we gonna do the interview in person if I make it this time.
Absolutely, yes, sir. So, okay, last thing before I go into those rapid fire questions, just a brief thing, like brief overview, because you got this weird thing with like American players of like, they have to like commit to the team. It's like almost like yeah, sure, I'll do this sometimes. Some players are like, I'm there 100%. Yeah. With Brazil, you see on the soccer team, it's like, there's no commitments. It's like an honor to be able to like be a part of the seleção, you know? So like, what is that? Like, what would that mean for you to play for Brazil?
To be honest, at this age, where things are more like serious, and for me, it would just be an honor to have my country, you know, on my chest and then on my back, and people like seeing me there for my family, for my friends, and also, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm a fan of a bunch of the players in Brazil. You know, Danny, Barbosa grew up with me, but I'm his fan.
That's cool.
You know, it's just like like the pitchers, all the pitching staff, and Reginato, like all of them.
You don't gotta say Reginato. You can say Reginato.
Yeah, Reginato. Yeah, I can't like. I just like so every single one of them that I either grew up with or that when I was growing up, I used to look at the walls at the MLB Academy and I would see them in there. I'm like, wow, like this guy's like, wow, you know, I would like ask for an autograph if I could. And by playing and knowing that like behind me, that's my team, that's my defense. Like that'll be a dream, to be honest, you know? Like pitching in a scenario like that and then know that a ground ball got hit and I look to my side, like Leo's right there. Like I know he's making the play, you know? And then for shortstop and Vitinho, you know, Ito, I know he's gonna make a play. Or right now, Bo Bichette is gonna make a play for me. Like what? And especially playing against like MLB guys, like being able, like if I'm able to go there and throw a slider to Aaron Judge and like he swing and miss, like don't even talk to me anymore. Nobody, like y'all was talking.
It's over. It's over.
I feel like the main thing is like everything that I've been through in the country I grew up with, and I always make sure that that's my like Brazil. If you ask like Kyle, like what's something about you? It's like I'm from Brazil. If everybody asks me, yo, what's your special? I'm from Brazil. That's my thing. Like I have it in there and I have it in my heart. So if I have the chance to play for Brazil and represent my country by doing what I love, I will do it. Because I try to do it here. But if I can actually play with it on my chest, I will definitely do it.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. You're getting me fired up. All right. So then let's say, we're going to go against USA. Paul Skeens is on the other side of the bump, but we get enough runs for Brazil to where we're actually competing. So you got, we'll start Misaki on the mound. He'll go probably only like 3-4 innings because WBC rules are like pitch counts are a little lower. So we got, let's say 4 innings. Let's say he does great. Shuts him out. 4 innings for Misaki. The 5th inning, we got you in there. You throw the 5th inning. 6th inning, we got, I don't know who. What do those 6, 7, 8 look like?
I say we need a lefty. I say we need a lefty in there. So Oscar, I would get Oscar in there. You know, little mix. But then I would go back to like Barbosa, and then Pedro. Like we'll see. You know, see how that goes.
You got Thiago still, Vieira.
Yeah, Thiago, if he comes back, you know, next year because it's TJ
might be hurt.
Yeah. Put him to close in there, and that's us.
Dude, it's over. Let's go. Brazil, dude. Vai Brasil.
That would be a dream, man. Playing, wow. See, I don't even think, to be honest, against USA, like, I don't even think if I'm in there, I'm going to take that moment as real. I would be, like, of course, I'll play the game and everything, but it depends, like, no matter kind of what happens, like, I would love to just have to say, like, dude, like, I played with you on MLB The Show, and you're a diamond card, and you're in front of me. Like, I'm actually going to dab you up. Like, what?
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about, man. Well, be praying that you heal up, that your coach and everybody's cool with you going, that you're able to make it there, dude. Because I'd love to meet you in person, and I'd love for you to be able to represent your country.
100%. You too.
Let's jump into those last like couple, just like some fun questions that I wanted to go over. So we got 2 things. We got a rapid fire and we got a this or that section. So we're going to start with the this or that. All right. So you get to choose. You got to say one or the other. All right.
Okay.
We got 4 of them.
Okay.
Number 1, American hot dogs or Brazilian hot dogs?
Brazilian hot dogs.
Yeah. That was easy. Explain to my fans, all the followers, the listeners, what a Brazilian hot dog is, because it's totally different.
Okay, so we actually don't grill it; it's on the water, right? So we make boiled. The boiled water, yeah. but it's just ketchup, mustard, and then you got mashed potatoes, and then you got the little crushed potatoes on top, and then you got mayo. And to be honest, like some people add bacon, some people add corn. It's just like it's everything you want, and it's amazing.
It's like the
Some
perfect
people
like late
toast it
night
too, so
dish.
it's like, oh my, dude, it's amazing.
It's like you said, you go out, you have a great night. Afterwards,
Get
it's
up, let's get it.
the
They say let's get
perfect
a
plate.
doggone. That's it,
Yeah.
doggone.
Dongo.
Amazing.
I love it. All right, that was number one. Number two, rap or funky?
Ooh, I'll take funk, man. Funky is
All
my
right.
thing,
Who
My
your
walk-up
favorite
song
funk
is a funk
artist?
here too. So
You what?
my walkout song here to pitch is a funk too. So
What is it?
it's called Boom Boom Granada.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
So,
Let's
yeah.
go. That's sick, dude. Okay. Yeah. Also, it's kind of funny because funk has all of a sudden become really popular on TikTok, even in the States.
People here be asking me like, "Yo, y'all be doing those dance challenges?" It's like, no, that's not how they think you're gonna go to Rio and they're like, "Yo, here for a bike dance challenge," like things like that. It's like not like that, dude.
You're like, that's not what we do.
It's really not. Yeah.
All right, I got a good one. Ready? Number three. Andre Rienzo or Paulo Orlando?
Ooh. See, like I'm a huge fan of both of them because Paulo, I talk to Paulo a whole lot. But Rienzo, he's a pitcher too. And when I got injured, I called him and we talked about it. And even when I was getting recruited here, by him knowing the coach, like it was, a good influence too. So sorry, Paulo, but I'll have to go Andre though.
I'm going to send this to him right afterwards. That's crazy. No, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I've never met Paulo, but I met Andre in Dubai.
Yeah.
When he played at
when he was playing there, I was even thinking, I was like, when is this guy gonna stop? Like, when is he gonna,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's still going.
My coach was like, yeah, what's he doing? I said, playing. And my coach was like, playing. Like, I'm like 40 with 2 kids. What do you mean he's playing? I was like, oh, well, he got kids too. And he's about the age, but he's playing.
Hey, he looks good too. He's been putting in work in the gym.
He's throwing 90 still.
It's crazy. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. He could still play. He could still be on the national team in the WBC.
Just watch. I think he's gonna come out of the World Baseball Classic with a little comeback, though. People might not think that, but I still have that in the back of my head. It's like, yeah, he's not done.
I would not be surprised. All right, and then last one. You ready?
Yeah.
Last one, and this is a big one with you being from Brazil. World Cup or World Baseball Classic?
World Baseball Classic. World Baseball Classic. Actually, World Baseball Classic now that Brazil is in it.
There you go. Good answer. Good answer.
I'm gonna give you that one because if not, then I'm going. But to be honest, the way Brazil men's soccer been playing lately on the World Cups, it's kind of sad.
It's been tough, man.
It's been pissing me off more than making me, proud of it.
It's been tough to watch. Yeah, it's you're like you can once you start doing better, then I'll care.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man, that was fun. And then just a couple rapid fire questions we can do at the end as well.
All right.
Number one, what Brazilian food do you miss most from home?
Ooh, man. To be honest, I miss the hot dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, I miss the Brazilian hot dogs. You don't find nothing like that in here,
Yeah, dude.
So I really miss those hot dogs.
They're delicious. Yeah, my wife, as I mentioned to you, she's from Brazil, and we've known each other since we were like the very beginning of high school. We started dating in the middle of high school, but for her like 16th birthday, she did Brazilian hot dogs, and all of our friends were just so confused as to what they were. They're just like, you don't put mashed potatoes on hot dogs?
Oh yeah, you do.
But then you try it, and it's like,
you do.
It was like, it's over. It's like, now I'm doing it every time.
I was going to say like feijoada, but my dad makes it like all the time now. But yeah. I miss like a bunch of stuff from there, to be honest, man. Like coxinha. Like that was, man.
Oh, dude, that was going to be my other this or that. It was going to be coxinha or pastel.
I'll go pastel because there's more like flavors you can pick out of. You can get a cheese one. You can get a steak and cheese, So I'll go pastel. And I haven't had that in a minute. I missed that a lot.
When you come to visit me in Dallas, I'll take you to this like close market. There's a close one that they have both pastels and coxinhas.
So Jose moved to Dallas, and his family moved there too.
Wait, no way, really?
Yeah, so he actually just told me, he said, "Yo, you better go visit me. I got a place for you." And I was like, "Dude, let's go." Like he just moved to Dallas.
No way. Is
Yeah.
he still playing?
So that's his last year this year. Yeah.
Okay, and then is he gonna be done?
So I don't know. I don't know what he plan on do. But like I said,
Okay, when you come to visit him, let me know. We'll for sure meet up.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Because Misaki's playing here too. He's in Frisco, which is not. It's like a suburb of Dallas. I want to go see him play probably in the next couple weeks.
No, that's great. I'll definitely go because I mean,
Yeah, man.
my friends invited me, and now I got just like
This is a fun one that I posted on Twitter one time, and I have an answer to it. If you could pick one Brazilian soccer player and put them on a baseball field, who would it be, and what would they play? What position?
Ooh. Okay, let me think now.
It could be now or like past players. Anyone.
Okay.
Like what Brazilian soccer player would be like? Oh man, he'd be a good baseball player.
Okay, let me think. Let me think. Wow, that's a great question. Wow, I never thought of that.
Because you got some crazy athletes. If you put them on a baseball field, dude,
Yeah, no, for
and
sure.
like actually like train them, they'd be
Okay,
solid.
I would pick Vinny Jr.
Ooh.
He'll be my center fielder.
Oh, let's go, dude.
He's just quick, run every places. Teach him how to swing. For like a little contact hit or a bunt here and there. That's it. That's my MLB player.
Little lefty slap hitter, like a leadoff guy.
Lefty. Yeah, you got to be a lefty though. That's
Oh
it.
yeah. Dude, I love that. That's a great answer. My answer was, and the only reason I said this is because I saw a photo of him one time, is Alisson would be just an incredible pitcher. I saw this photo of him with the soccer ball just launching it down the field. I was like, dude, that guy has an arm.
Yeah.
He's big. Like he could probably go up there pumping 98 and not even trying.
That is true. A goalkeeper would be great pitcher. I should have thought about that.
All right, two more. One, the second to last, you have a verse in your bio. What does it mean to you?
So for me, the be strong and courageous, it's just so I have to deal. Can you see me? Oh yeah, I have to deal with, or had to, or still do, and probably will have to deal with more. It's like a lot of challenges in my life. And growing up, like I said, I was always really scared of everything, and had my grandparents praying for me everywhere I go, and like just scared of everything. And just to be strong and courageous is like no matter what happened or what situation I'm into, I know that God has a plan. And sometimes it's not going to be, a lot of times, actually, all the time, it's not going to be on the time that I want, but it's on His. So I just got to go for it, Like I'm breathing and I'm alive. So go for it and just don't fear nothing because I got God, with me.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what matters. It's just if I had to, sell everything and go head first on something, I will because I know that's the why I need to do is God, and He's going to be there for me.
Let's go. Praise God, man. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you so much, man, for being here, and can't wait to watch you on the rest of your journey.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and it's amazing what you're doing with the Brazil baseball and giving guys like me a chance to tell my story. So I appreciate it so much, man.
Thank you, brother. Vai Brasil.
Vai Brasil.